Hey guys, how's it going? We've got the R66 here with the dart floats, the emergency pop-out floats, and because of the import we have to actually pop the floats with the tank and then we have to repack them. So this is going to be a quick comprehensive review of how to pop the floats first and then repack them. So I've got Tay here. I'm not really the engineer, I'm just the helper, but I'm going to help him get everything open. I'm going to show you first of all, the first step is to undo the first Velcro, then we're going to undo the pops. So we've got several pop buttons on this side.
We're just doing this to make our job a little bit easier at the end.
Yeah. So now we've got the laces here. The laces are going to be for at the very end, kind of like a corset to tighten it back up again. So we're going to undo the laces, and they've just gone hand over hand. If you want to look nice and closely here, hand over hand on these knots. So I'm just going to undo these guys. And they've done a few of them just to keep it nice and snug in there so it can't come loose. And it's essentially just like tying your shoelaces is the way they've done it. So now, open that guy up. Now you're gonna wanna make sure that when you do this, you start loosening this up all the way so that the laces get nice and far, because we have quite a few, as you can see here. There we go. I'm gonna make sure you get them all the way down to the end nice and opened up, because that's gonna be really helpful for when you're trying to repack them again. These things can be a bit of a nightmare to repack, so you wanna make sure you get all the pre-steps done properly. Yep, go even a bit more. Loosen that right off. There we go. All right, so we are ready now. We're gonna move the helicopter outside, and the next step is gonna be to actually pop the floats. All right guys, so we're in the helicopter now. I'm gonna show you how to actually pop the floats. So let's have a look down here. So there's one button that we have to go to unlock. You basically push it in and turn it, so it's locked normally. There's the unlock now. And then here's the red handle underneath. You have to pull nice and hard because there's a shear rivet in here. So we're gonna get ready. I'm gonna count down and see if I can pull this thing. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, so we've got them inflated now. That was kind of a fun process. Now we're going to deflate them. So if you have a look here, you can actually have a tool for this. We're going to push in the middle. We'll use the tool later, and we can deflate the float. You should deflate it to about 85% or so. You want a little bit of air in there for that first step of packing the floats. And so right now, we're just trying to get out most of it so that we can get the helicopter back inside.
It's really important that you don't let any of that helium go to waste, you guys.
So you've already seen the part where they inflated, and we've taken the air out to 90% at this point. We've removed 90% of the helium that was in there, and that's roughly what it looks like. You still want to be a little bit of movement in the floats so you can reposition them, shift things around and stuff, because they end up, if you take all the air out, they're so tight that you can't actually move the material around it, and you get a lot of creases in them. We don't like creases in there because, if you can imagine, it's a year and a half till these floats come apart again, and if you have creases like this in there, bound up for a year and a half, it could create a leaking point. All right, so we've already taken the time to flatten these forward ones as much as possible. You can't get every single crease out, but you do your best to try and get it as flat as possible, like that. that. All right, once you've done that, Dart wants you to take the float, and they want you to put your arm in the middle. You can do it in the front as well. And we're gonna fold this inside like this, so they're in half. At that point, we're gonna take the back, fold it towards the center. In the front, there's a piece of Velcro here, and you want to join that in like that. All right. So that's the procedure to pack them. Before we do that, though, there's one thing we want to make sure we do. Obviously, we inspect them, make sure there's no cracks or anything. Then we want to use some talcum powder, just baby powder, nothing special about it. And we want to sprinkle it all over the inside of the float. And that's going to prevent them from sticking, moisture and stuff sticking together and allowing them to inflate properly. All right? So now we're going to fold it like this. Fold it up. We'll join that together. Get these as flat as possible once they're joined together. And then we're going to fold this section back again like that. Just so that we have everything possible within the float covers like that when we fold it up, all right? At this point, we need to remove the last little bit of air. Now that everything's in position, now we can remove the last of the air. To do that, for demonstration, we open this up just enough to get at this forward valve here. And we use an attachment so that you can open this inside here and suck the last of the air out. So we'll make sure this floats are in position. Alright, so that gets us nice and tight now. Good, so we can fold that up. That inserted. And now the fun part begins. So we have to be able to roll this entire float up so it ends up inside the cover here. And so using 2 to 3 people, whatever it's going to take, we just start on the inside and roll as tight as humanly possible to remove all creases. Okay. And at certain times you may have, if you realize it's going to be too much air in there, you may have to suck a little bit more out there so there's 0 air left in there, otherwise it won't fit inside there. And that's pretty much it. Once you get it rolled up, you close it up, do up the Velcro. Make sure, this is very important, make sure the laces are opened up as far as possible here in order for you to close the Velcro properly. And once the Velcro is closed, then you start at the back with 2 people and you lace these laces all the way to the front so that they're all the way joined together. Once that's done, this flap will go to the top. And if you've done everything right, you'll be a tightly packed float.
Guys, that's it. Looks easy when you're time-lapsing, right? It's actually not quite as bad as I was expecting it to be. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. If you find somebody that you think this would be that would think this would be interesting, share it with them. Like the video. Talk to you guys again next time.